So, you are thinking about possibly making a move to the great state of Indiana, but you're curious about what sort of benefits there are to veterans. Well, you have definitely landed in the right place because in this video, we're going to let you know about all of the benefits available to veterans here in Indiana. We're going to talk about benefits with regard to education, housing, healthcare, and by the end of the video, hopefully you will have a better idea of why Indiana is one of the top 10 locations for veterans all across the United States. And we're going to get after it right now. So if you are researching veteran benefits in the state of Indiana, I would have to assume that either you or somebody close to you is a veteran. And first and foremost, I just want to thank you for your service. My dad was an Army guy. My father-in-law was in the Air Force. I had two brothers that were both in the military. One was Army, one was Navy. I have a nephew that was in the Marines. So we just appreciate all that you have done and are doing for our country. We definitely would not be here without you. So a sincere thank you before we go any further. So if this is your very first time to the channel, welcome. We would love for you to come back. So please make sure to hit that subscribe button, tap the bell for notifications, and that way you will stay informed of all things Indianapolis related. My name is Shauna Brooks, and my husband Jason and the rest of the team, we get calls, texts, emails from people just like you every single day, and we absolutely love it. And whether you are thinking of making a move next week, next month, or even next year, it is never too early to reach out. We are more than happy to help you any way we can. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the benefits. Benefit number one, which is just a huge significant for veterans here in the state of Indiana, has to be that they can attend a state-supported secondary education school 100% tuition-free. This applies both to undergraduate and graduate level courses. And as you know, the cost of education, along with just about everything else over the past few years, has gone up. So this is absolutely huge. Eligible veterans could go to school 100% tuition free. Now, of course, there are some stipulations, there are some requirements, and I've taken some notes here. I'm going to go ahead and read those to you. Number one, the veteran must have been a resident of Indiana for at least 12 months prior to enrolling in school. They must meet the admission requirements of the post-secondary institute institution that they are planning on attending. They have to maintain at least a 2.0 GPA for their undergraduate courses, or they also would need to maintain at least a 3.0 GPA if they are taking graduate level courses. They need to enroll in a program that leads to either an associate's degree, a bachelor's degree, or a graduate degree, and they need to have never earned at least a bachelor's degree anywhere before. In addition to free tuition, the Indiana National Guard also offers grant money to both veterans and their dependents that can be used towards both tuition and fees. The Indiana Commission for Higher Education also offers scholarships and grant money not only to veterans but their dependents who qualify with certain income and academic requirements as well. In addition to all of these, Indiana also participates in the Veterans Upward Bound program, and that helps kids that are getting ready for college, maybe helps them fill out applications, fill out financial aid assistance. Again, certain income and academic requirements need to be met prior to, but again, it's just another useful tool. Indiana does everything within their means to help make education a reality for veterans and their dependents as well. There is also the Military Family Relief Fund, and this allows the state of Indiana to provide grant money to military families during an emergency situation. This grant money can be used to help offset housing expenses, utilities, transportation, and even medical costs too. Benefit number 2 to veterans living in Indiana has to be the VA home loan. Now, of course, this program is not exclusive to Indiana. This is a federal program, but it certainly is a great way for veterans who are coming back into civilian life, who want to buy a home of their own, but maybe don't have a whole lot saved up for a down payment. The VA will allow them to get a great loan with very low fees, low closing costs, a great interest rate, and most of the time these veterans are able to put no money down on these homes. Now, here's a little twist to this that we've seen people do in the past. Now, veterans can only have one VA mortgage at a time. Now, if a veteran is also wanting to add to their retirement portfolio and they want to get into real estate investing, what we have seen VA homeowners do in the past is they may purchase a home, maybe a home that needs a little fixing up. Maybe they've been watching and mindful of the market, and they've purchased a home that's at a good deal, so to speak, but maybe again just needs a little carpet improvement, some updates. They get into that home with no money down. They live in it for at least 2 years. They make some improvements to it, and then when they turn around, a lot of times these vets will hold on to that home. They will refinance it into a conventional mortgage, and now they are able to use that VA home loan once again to turn around and purchase another home. So then they have a new home that will be their owner-occupied main residence, but then they also have at least one home in their investment portfolio. And we've seen people turn around and do this over and over again, and that's a great perk for veterans, certainly. Another great housing perk for veterans choosing to live in the state of Indiana has to be the Veterans Disability Tax Exemption. Now, not every vet is going to qualify for this particular exemption, but when they do, it certainly is sweet. Now, the veteran, in order to qualify, they must have served in the military and be at least 10% disabled. When they do qualify for this exemption, it is worth $37,440 off of the assessed value of their home. So for example, let's say the vet purchases a home with an assessed value of $300,000. The assessed value is what their property tax bill is based on. So instead of that home being assessed at a value of $300,000, it would instead be assessed at a value of $300,000 minus $37,440. Now, I should have done the math first, but instead of $300,000, it would instead be assessed at a value of about $262,560. So a significant savings there on their tax bill. Now, again, if the veteran does not have their taxes and their homeowner's insurance, if those are escrowed into their monthly payment, they're not necessarily going to see a big difference on the tax bill because they are not paying for that separately, but they will certainly feel the difference in their monthly payment. Another housing program that is available to veterans in the state of Indiana that not everybody knows about is called the VASH program. VASH. That stands for Veterans Affairs Supportive Housing. And this is a partnership between the Department of Veterans Affairs and local housing authorities here in Indiana. And their objective is to help veterans who are either homeless or who are at risk of being homeless. And it will help provide rental assistance and also case management assistance to make sure that our vets are not without a place to sleep at night. In order to qualify, the vet must have a VA healthcare provider. And again, the goal is to get this vet from being homeless and get them into a permanent housing situation. The third and final benefit that we want to spotlight in this video with regard to benefits for our veterans living here in Indiana has to do with health care. The largest VA hospital in the state of Indiana is located downtown Indianapolis on 10th Street, and it is named after Richard L. Rodebush, who was a veteran that served our country in World War I and later went on to serve in Congress as well. This hospital is very large. It has a staff of over 2,000, and it serves and treats over 40,000 veterans each and every year. There is inpatient service available, outpatient, long-term care, nursing care. If you need treatment for cancer or heart disease, PTSD, mental health, anything, you name it, they are going to be able to take care of you there. In addition to the main hospital that is in Indianapolis, there are also other hospitals throughout the state and clinics as well in Fort Wayne, Marion, Bloomington, but the one at Rodebush in Indianapolis serves veterans from all across our state each and every year. On that campus, there are also specialty clinics for women that have served in the military, also for people that are still struggling with post-traumatic stress disorder as well. If you were to take a loved one to the VA hospital here in Indianapolis for treatment, I think you would see that the staff very much cares for their patients, and it's an excellent facility. I know we were very pleased with the treatment that my dad got while he was there, and I think you would be very pleased with the overall treatment as well. Hopefully this video has helped to highlight just some of the benefits that are available to veterans who choose to make Indiana their home, benefits with regard to education, housing, and health care as well. And as we mentioned at the top of the video, Indiana is home to one of the largest populations of veterans anywhere in the entire country. And in fact, the state of Indiana has received the designation as being a Purple Heart state, just in recognition of the support that it continues to give to our veterans. Again, we thank you for your service. If you have any questions at all, like I mentioned before, it is never too early to reach out. We have a list of schools, state-supported schools that do offer free tuition for our vets, and that will be listed down in the description. But if we can help you in any way whatsoever, please don't hesitate to reach out. Be sure again to hit that subscribe button, tap the bell for notifications, and reach out with any questions you might have. See you next time. Bye-bye.